since the curse was cast. Everlight Kingdom, they're on a quest to save their ass. Journey with us as we tell you the tale. It goes down rough like a pure mountain nail. Everlight Kingdom, down at Everlight.
The Cursed Ones have finally uncovered the truth. Orini, the Archmage of Gloria, is the one who cursed them. But before they could act, their past mistakes caught up with them. The magic they used to expose Orini also exposed Mac's brutal murder of a town guard, forcing them to flee Mid-Valley as wanted criminals. With nowhere else to go, they set their sights on Fetheas, hoping to find a wizard or a library that could help break their curse. But their escape took a turn at a heavily guarded checkpoint, where an old acquaintance of Pebbles, Jacques, captain of the guard, was leading inspections, and Mac's face was plastered on wanted posters. Thinking fast, the group disguised Mac as an injured traveler, but the ruse only lasted so long before Jacques saw through their act, allowing everyone except Mac to pass. Now as the Cursed Ones travel onward, two questions linger in their mind. What will we find in Fetheas? And how will we get Mac back?
Pebbles.
Yes.
You open your eyes very groggily. It is fairly early in the morning. The light coming from the window hits you. You slowly get out of a very elegant bed with kind of that drapes drawn over it, pulled back and tied. And the bed is very big for you as a goblin.
Oh.
You're in a very illustrious inn in the elven town of Fetheas. Francis is still asleep on a bed. There are also some very soft sort of blankets and pillows laid out on the floor for Clogs, who has paid for this room for you guys, and for Lucian and Nightshade, who are actually absent at the time. You hear this magical sound emanating from outside the room, and you get up to the window to see the source of the noise. It's very early. It's maybe like just sunrise. You're on the second story, and you look down. The window that you're looking through is facing an alleyway, and down below you is Lucian and Nightshade talking to an individual you don't recognize. They sport a very strict color pattern, they're wearing a very elegant robe, and the magical sound emanating is a portal that the three of them walk through, and it closes very violently and suddenly. You look back behind you and you see that all of their belongings have been taken with them. There's no note, there's nothing.
I think I just gotta shrug it off and just go back to bed.
Okay.
I re-rolled my div dice when you're sitting here. I got 3 and an 18 if you need it.
So I like how,
it's always, I try, it's pretty good. That's usually separate. Because a lot of times you get like 2 12s. You're like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Cool, I have 2 12s to use now. Francis, will you do me a favor and roll the D100 for me?
7 on the...
7?
Yep.
Francis and Pebbles, you guys are currently the only members of this party right now who are still suffering from the effects of the curse, even though the effects have been minimized from that remedy that you got from Tasserel. As you wake up, each of you collectively, your throats are very hoarse and you're suffering from a very noticeable cough. For Pebbles, it's not as bad. For Francis, it's a little bit worse. It's almost because it's not just like your lungs are affected. Your magical aura feels disrupted by this cough. When you cast a spell from now on, there's a 25% chance that you will have to roll from the Wild Surge table.
Oh, shit.
We'll do say like a D4 or something. If it comes up a 1, you'll have to roll from the Wild Surge.
Does that count as for cantrips too?
We'll say cantrips, no.
Anything,
yeah.
you
Look at 1 and
slot.
up. Yeah,
Gotcha.
any spell slot that you use. So eventually, Francis, you wake up as well, and Pebbles, you and Clogs also eventually come back. You come back to consciousness. He comes to still be in your room, or you can be downstairs getting complimentary breakfast.
Is it like a continental?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm getting breakfast.
This says
The two contrasting personalities. This is a very populated inn. It's not constructed out of like wood. It's actually, there's like marble columns outside. The inn is known as the Luxurious Imperial Majesty Party and Dinner Inn for a Cultured Kingdom. The culture around here is nothing like you're used to from Mid-Valley. There's not just a bunch of farm hands and field workers. There's a lot of bankers, government workers.
You just see like the dollar signs pop over my eyeballs.
Right, and this is a really great opportunity for you. It's been a while since you've been anywhere this exquisite. Francis, maybe not for you. Maybe it's a give or take. The only thing that is noticeable
I've been thrown out of towns this nice before.
right. There's a very noticeable air of like pompous and like pretentiousness about them. The culture around here supports a very wealthy lifestyle and thinks very little of the poor, and it demands a lot of elegance from its citizens. That's very noticeable in the air. So you guys are getting breakfast. Clogs is at the table just scarfing it down.
Can I swipe some extras for rations?
Sure, you can keep some of your breakfast with you.
Can I get extra breakfast?
Extra breakfast?
Ask for a doggy bag.
Yeah, you can.
I know.
Roll a d8 for me.
I got a
Like
7.
vegetables. I got a 7?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
The selection right now is minimal because the cooks are trying very quickly to get more food out to the guests. So you were able to get a bowl that you cannot cover of black pudding.
Okay, uncovered. You're right. They don't have lids.
They're all out. I don't know. I think we should just kind of head towards the library and maybe.
Yeah, might as well. I guess that Lucy guy just decided to abandon this. I guess they just really don't want to get fixed.
Probably had to go back to his kingdom.
I thought it was imaginary, in all honesty.
Maybe he's got kids.
Maybe.
He's got like a dog or something.
I thought he said his family died by some dragon.
Right, but doesn't count dogs, right? I mean, they're our family, though. Can't discount.
No, you can't.
You're talking to the wrong person.
You think,
They highly value dogs.
you think they killed this puppy?
They did say all his.
Jesus. Fetheas is a very unique town. It's very colorful and bright. A lot of the buildings follow a white and jade color scheme. The architecture is very particular, very symmetrical, almost perfect. Like everything, very little looks artistic. It all looks very specific, calculated to get the best results you could possibly ask for. There are tons of marketplaces open. You almost feel out of place here, not because of your upbringing or status, but just because this place feels, in the Kingdom of Everlight, like somewhere truly other. While you start making your way to the library, you guys poke around, ask for directions, and eventually it becomes very easy to spot. It's one of the largest buildings in the entire city. The more people point you to it, the more you realize it's closer to the center of town. As you walk there, it's a very draining walk, and it's very claustrophobic with a hefty amount of people that are walking about. There's a very strong, almost not corporate, but professional air about it. Very little about this place feels truly like it would be a home. It feels more like it's a status. You guys approach the door leading to the library, and it leads into a fairly small lobby area where there are a few different desks of people, business attire, writing down on documents. Each of them elvish, each of them wearing very specific hairstyles, almost as if they required their hair to be uniform. Once you enter, they don't immediately notice you. They don't even seem to, they're so used to people coming in and out at this point that your presence doesn't seem to deter them any. Pebbles, this is particularly exciting to you because you thought a library would be super boring. There's a lot of stuff to steal here. That is depending on how good their security is. Don't touch it. Francis, for you, it depends on your level of excitement of finding new knowledge. This is definitely a walk above your ordinary local town library. As you walk up to one of the desks, you greet a lady writing down in her book, and she sees you. She sets her pen aside and she goes, "How can I help you?"
I'm looking for someone that might know a lot about curses.
I can point you in the direction of sections that we have with books on the subject. We don't really have people here teaching specific lessons.
That'll be fine.
Do you have an appointment?
No.
Okay.
But we're from out of town. Recently just got in.
Okay, so the way this works is you are going to need an appointment. We can get you one set up. We don't have any openings until we're looking. She keeps, you think like maybe she's looking for an empty spot in your notes, but no, this is a calendar.
Right.
She's flipping through months. She's like, we can probably do 3.5 months from now.
No, that won't do. Do you know who we are? Clearly not. If you're going to be pushing that on us, we'll be back.
She goes, and she seems very disturbed by your response. She goes, okay, and carefully looks back down at her notes, and as she starts writing and you look away, she kind of glances a look up at you again, and then continues writing, glances another look up, and closes her book and leans over to one of her compatriots and starts whispering.
I was trying to think of the guard's name.
Jacques. The one that deterred you?
That's right. We'll just go find Jacques. He'll clear this up whenever he breaks us over to the manor. Just kind of walk toward. Just was it loud enough for them to hear, but not loud enough to be obvious.
So go ahead and make an intimidation check.
16.
16 still doesn't quite do it. You get the impression that even though that specific name is not the one they hear often, they get that kind of stuff a lot. Like, wait till you hear till my friend blank hears about this.
Is there any way I can check the security systems while I'm walking out?
Make an investigation check for me. Francis, you and Clogs kind of try to like loudly address like, man, if Jacques knew that they wouldn't let us in, he would be pissed.
Right.
Like he's trying to like back you up and he keeps like kind of.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Nice. Okay. He kind of keeps ruining it because he keeps looking back at them, and you're like, dude, just fucking look forward.
Just walk like a normal thing.
But what about Jacques? Pebbles, on your way out, you start looking around. You notice that in this lobby there is a glass ceiling. This whole library's roof is dome-shaped. First off, there are not necessarily many guards patrolling. Disturbingly, there are metallic eyes dotted around certain corners of this lobby, and it's very clear these are not the only ones in the facility, but they're pointed down at an angle. So clearly not much attention's going to the roof, and the windows are not solid glass. They look like they can be slightly open to help ventilate. You guys walk back outside into the busy streets, once again greeted with that chemically air of perfume and elegant cooking. Or not I'm going to use the word elegant. Fanciful feast. Cat food.
Cat food out here.
I'm just trying to figure out why it's such a long waiting list for books. I go ahead and explain like kind of the security system I saw. Did they kind of look which way or kind of gesture in any way where these books would be found?
No, they didn't give you any directions to books.
No, but I'm sure there's a catalog somewhere.
Can we go in and ask for a catalog? They just said we can't go to that section.
I don't think we're allowed to the library until our scheduled time.
I go back inside.
Okay. Do you go back to the same desk or do you go to one of the other people?
I go to one of the other people.
Okay, so you go to a man, still same hair. Yes. Welcome to Fetheas Library. How might I help you?
Yes, do you have any sort of catalog or directions in this place? It looks really great for a tour.
Without breaking eye contact or without any changing his facial expression, almost as if he's bored with your question, he goes, I can sell you a catalog, it'll be 2 silver.
Oh, yeah.
So you give those to him. He reaches into his desk, pulls out a drawer, slides the 2 coins into a categorized space for him, slides the drawer back, locks it, scoots his chair back, goes up and enters into behind the doors that the lobby exits through into the library. You see him disappear behind them, and he just kind of waits. Francis, while you are outside waiting for somebody to exit, like Clogs is trying to like he starts explaining to you like, you know, I've served members of Fetheas. I've done a couple of get-togethers out here, and he starts describing the culture here, and he just don't care. He just really don't care.
Right, but I'm kind of pretending to carry on conversation because I don't think I'm just standing here.
Right, yeah, you're just kind of like nodding your head, and no matter what he's saying, you can maybe just answer with like that. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. As you're standing there, you're waiting for somebody to exit. You hear the door open. You think maybe it's Pebbles, so you look over. It's not Pebbles, but it is a very distinguishing-looking person. It's a human. They are wearing a trench coat, a button-up shirt, a tie, very nice silk black pants with loafers. They also have a very elegant, like 1940s style fedora and some mask.
Cartoony Robert mask.
Yeah, like the Incredibles
flowers off.
like the Incredibles. He just sort of struts out like he's got a report to file on Tuesday. Like he doesn't seem like, look at my costume. He's just like
this is what I wear every day.
he's like,
I have to walk in mine, like whistling and
Hey.
hello, sir.
What the fuck are you?
Is that what you say? Oh, because
I can't say.
Fetheas.
Fetheas?
I would just say I'm pretty much an officer, you know, from Scary Movie Officer Doobie, who...
Why aren't you just like the other guards then?
I'm a flight detective.
I'm in a special
Oh, you're in the special class.
special unit.
I see.
Super secret.
Say
The
no more.
special victims unit. Okay.
How do you say special victim?
I think you're gonna kill them. So are you?
They kind of go, sorry, I need to go
Are
someplace.
you kind of an investigator then, or? Well, maybe you can help us. Maybe you can help us. We were in there earlier in our appointment, and I was taking notes.
This is very. I can't say.
I was taking notes for all the stuff I was going over, and I accidentally left my notebook in one of the sections in there. But they won't let me back in because my appointment's over. Maybe you can pull some strings and get me back in so I can get my notebook back.
Yeah. I'm gonna open up my trench coat. Would you like to buy some pudding? And it's just an open ball of pudding.
Are you gonna come bowl? It's not even a free jar.
Open bowl. Mindy said she stole open bowl of pudding.
I might. How much is it?
How I carried it in my trench coat without spilling. It's amazing. You know what? It's all in my trench coat.
It is smeared. You got the bowls tucked into pockets.
It's like spaghetti in a pocket.
You open it up.
Ravioli. Let's
Pocket ravioli. Yeah.
You open your trench coat and it kind of sticks to your shirt and then it breaks off.
Straight up off the ground. Buy some pudding.
How much is it?
For you, free.
Wow, it's too much.
10 gold.
Bingo. I'll tell you what, I would like some pudding, but I need to get my notebook. I left my gold with my notebook, so I can't even buy it from you. But if you help me get it, I'll give you 15 gold for your pudding, just because I need the help to get my notebook back, and my gold is with it.
Make it 9.
8, you've got a deal.
All right. Manny drives a hard bargain. Pebbles. I would say shortly after you see Norman over here, that is your name, correct? Norm. Yeah. After you see Norm leave over here, he catches your eye and you're very distracted by him, and you see him and Francis talking, and so finally you hear the door open back up and you see the elf you were speaking with walk back through with a kind of like book, not like a leather bound one, but like an actual an easy to reproduce book. Pebbles, he hands you this book, and on it, etched in, kind of engraved in, but clearly not in gold or any fine material, but something that is made to look like gold, says Fetheas Library Catalog, and it has a few dates at the bottom that just don't mean anything to you.
I want to look at it. Does it have any like little map of the library?
So it has something similar. It has a layout with each section highlighted. It's clear that this is like supposed to be like a souvenir, so you can remember what section is which. And on the highlights, it has like a little legend to the side which describes in which column is which section and which subsection is in which column. And it's surprisingly really extensive. There are a lot of books here. You don't even focus on the quality of books. There's just a lot here.
Does it say anything about any sort of books on curses?
There are subsections. There's a magic section, magical effects section, and one of those you do find in one of the little subsections curses amongst a list of items.
Guys, I think you look very intelligent. Would you mind kind of mapping all this out for me? I'm kind of interested in this magic portion of it.
It's already mapped out in the book if that's what you're looking for.
I have a little trouble reading sometimes.
Why are you at a library?
I was hoping for some
Valid
help.
question, actually. That's not even good role play. It's just a real question.
I was looking to learn and hopefully get some help. I want to be as smart as you guys. And I kind of twiddle on my fingers, all cute.
Make a deception check for me.
A 15.
15. Okay. Listen, I have a lot of reports I have to get back to. One of the third person at the desk, the third desk with the person there sitting there, you've not spoken to them, and they say, just read it to her. Don't be a dick. Like, just map it out for her. Like, what else do you have to do right now, really? He goes, I actually have to get these filed because if I don't, Fetheas is gonna be on my ass again.
I just look really sad and give him a really big puppy eyes.
And as he explains, he goes, I cannot stand any more of Fetheas. And he looks at you, and he looks back at the lady at the third desk, and she just gives him the same look, like the same puppy eyes. And he sits down, he motions you forward, and asks for the book back. He takes it, opens it up on the table. What is it specifically you're looking for, miss?
Just some books on curse removals.
That's typically going to be under column. Actually, hold on, let me look for you. Any specific magical school that it could be under?
I think it's called the Curse of Extinction.
You're going to be looking under section J, and he points to section J and goes, column 10 probably will be your best bet.
Okay.
You think it would actually be with curses and remedies, but if you're looking for the actual curse itself, it's going to be under magical afflictions.
Okay, and which way is that?
You see where it is on the map right here? It's
Yes.
that way.
Okay. I'm gonna go that way then.
Do you have an appointment?
I just learned how to read.
So you don't have to make an appointment.
How do you make an appointment?
You'll have to go see my friend over here. And he looks over at the girl who you spoke to first and goes, Kyron, she needs to make an appointment. And Kyron goes, she just made one with me a second ago. And he looks at you and goes, oh, well then, you'll go then. Whatever your appointment is, come back and you can get that book.
Okay.
As soon as this happened, Francis and Norm.
I'm gonna reach down to hold your hand.
I'm gonna just embrace it. I can't afford to piss you off in this way.
You're not happy about it. Clogs grabs your other hand.
No, fuck Clogs.
No.
There's no fuck hogs. He's just a poor little guy.
And I'm not gentle.
I walk over and I go, who's this?
This is Norm.
Hi, Norm. And I just wave at him.
He waves frantically. Aggressively.
He was just gonna help me get my notebook out, because he's a guard, and he can do those kinds of things.
Oh.
He's a very, very good boy. He's a very special boy.
Pats him on the head. with
My other hand, as I wink at her.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna start walking to the door. Kind of walk past the desk and I'm gonna go, what's up, Daquan?
The elves seem to be familiar with your bullshit. Because they don't look up and they're trying to passively ignore you.
Just write you off.
Francis and Clogs and Pebbles are able to walk by as well with little to no concern. As you guys enter into the room, or enter through the doors, your noses are struck with a very overwhelming scent of lilac and then like a light tinge of cucumber. This is not just your normal library.
It's your dad's library.
This is not your dad's library. This is a colossal coliseum. It is a gigantic dome with numerous layers that you are currently kind of at the center of, and large rings of different levels surround you as you walk through. All these levels are numerous doors that that break out from different stairwells that are easily connected nearby. There's a very large light shining in from the glass center of the dome, and the library matches the same white and jade color scheme, and there are just tons of bookshelves and display cases. There are a lot of moving parts to this library. You see ladders sliding back and forth with no one on them. You see the little eyes dotted in certain corners kind of like slowly adjusting their gaze. There's a few workers going around keeping the place maintained, cleaning up the shelves, but there's only about like 3 workers that you can see, and as for customers, there may be 2 more here. This place is largely eerily empty and quiet. It's very, your footsteps echo. It's weird that a place like this would be booked out so far out with this few people here on what is clearly a very busy and bustling day, but maybe the interest in books has gone down, maybe people just have other things to tend to.
Maybe they're all invisible.
Maybe they're all invisible. Or maybe this place just isn't that great. A worker does walk past you guys. They're going on their lunch break, but they don't seem deterred by your presence at all. They just walk by and they go, doing well?
Pleasant.
I just give him a thumbs up.
Any books we're looking for today specific? Might I suggest our newest entry, Screaming by the Campfire? It's really good.
Interesting. I might check it on the way out. We're mostly just browsing for now.
Okay. Well, you should also let us know if you need anything. And he's clearly only chipper because he's about to clock out for his lunch break. Walks past, and now you guys are on your own. Norm, you are eagerly awaiting payment.
Do you still remember that?
And also you look over and you're sticking your finger in your pockets and digging out pieces of pudding to
So I'm trying to read the map, I guess, and tells us where to go. So we're just so we're just following that to the section.
So, where's your notebook at, buddy?
We're going to it. She had marked down the map.
Oh.
So you were following the map to get there.
Yeah.
And your Ain't Silver will be there waiting for you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I want each of you who are looking for a cure for your curse to go ahead and make an investigation or a history check.
18.
Got a 9.
Pebbles, we'll start with you. There are a lot of books that describe curses, like some you weren't expecting to find entire books on curses, but you did. They're broken into multiple different...
Wait, can you actually read it, or is that was you can't?
Yeah, I can actually read
Yeah,
yes.
that's why I made a roll deception check,
Gotcha.
but I actually in the moment didn't know if you could
Yeah,
read.
no.
Yeah, I can read.
What's that?
Say no.
Yeah, I know my shapes.
You do find that curses are broken up into numerous different tiers. The easiest ones are the easiest to cure, but this is simple stuff like,
Sneezing curse.
yeah, like,
The hiccups.
Gonorrhea.
like
The easy stuff.
every door you walk through you have to close, kind of thing, like, very basic stuff. But then it gets a little more complicated, like your firstborn child being promised to another individual. Everything you eat tastes like taffy. The higher tier curses become harder to cure as time goes on, and you start to think maybe mine is in one of these lower tiers, and then the more you read, you start to see things matching what you're seeing. Marks on hands, the side effects, and you know when you Google something and you're like,
Vitamin D.
yeah, you're like,
Oh, it's cancer. Shit.
you're like, it starts affirming your deepest, darkest fears. That's what Pebble starts to feel. That there are books that reference the Curse of Extinction, but all the books that do, which are very few, the symptoms don't 100% line up with yours. It becomes a little concerning, and you start getting stressed out. Your worst fears become realized, and you start to realize, oh, this may really be it. And you kind of get a little overwhelmed. Clogs is trying to look through as well, but really, Pebbles, he's just handing you books he's finding that start to pile up, and over time you start to get a little frustrated with him. He's like, I found another one, and like you've already got like a stack going. Francis, though, you start looking through these books for curses, but you're not a novice, so you know, okay, if I want to find a cure, I'm not just gonna have to look at curses. I'm going to want to start looking at sources, possible schools of magic involved, and you start perusing through more than just curse books. You get the idea to start perusing through magical tomes. Sadly, you don't find any spell books, probably because there's a capitalization on selling scrolls and spell books, and they don't want those being simply checked out.
Right.
Francis, you find a few select books that start to reference different types of magic and curses, and even though they don't help you with what you're looking for, the individual who wrote them impresses you because the books are really good. Like, really good, and they span multiple generations, but they have the same author. Some of the older books you begin to dismiss because some of their practices are outdated, but as you find more recent tomes by the same author, they actually correct those mistakes, and they also begin teaching you things that you genuinely didn't know about spellcasting. They have an entire book talking about magical anomalies, and their section on curses is really well researched. They don't go into specific curses, but they give you some information that sort of helps to back you up.
Right.
And this author just really sticks out to you.
What's his name?
His name is simply Bartley. Bartley.
Is he like anywhere close to me?
He's in like a not the farthest off vicinity.
Francis. Did you find any? Did you find any?
You hear from like across the room.
Did you find anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
How about you?
No.
Perusing, looking for more specific.
Norm, what books are you looking for?
I'm looking for the notebook, dude.
Alright, make an investigation check for me.
2.
2.
2. You find a
Die plus whatever.
Don't plus it.
you
Oh, that's my negative.
It's a 1 with mine.
Intelligence fun.
Yeah.
You find the book that Pebbles was given to show her around.
Yeah.
And you're like, this must be it.
Guys, I found it.
Oh yeah, what'd you find, bud?
It's the book you were looking for.
Oh, close. The one I'm looking for is in the same series, but it's not that one. It's the next one. You gotta find the other one.
Oh.
Really good job, though, bud. Really good job. You're really helping a lot. You're close.
Okay.
Hey, do you know by chance where when people are coming through the gates and they get taken somewhere for questioning, you know where they go?
I don't need to tell him the biggest conspiracy theory. It's like like Alex Jones level. That is what you're.
Oh, god damn it. Okay,
Is it deception or does he actually believe it?
I want to believe he actually thinks
I
so.
want to believe.
But I don't want to believe.
You gotta understand, we're dealing with actual demons here.
Oh, wow.
And interdimensional. They live among us.
Yeah. They're always helpful. Always so helpful.
Anyway, prisoners they're just outside of town. It's someplace probably.
Probably someplace.
You feel really good. You feel really good about yourself.
So, Clogs, can you read?
What kind of bartender would I be if I couldn't read me on recipes?
Could you start looking at these books?
You cut him off halfway through his proud statement, and he kind of has this look like, right, and starts thumbing through it again. You guys can make another investigation check.
Please.
Matt,
Yeah.
let's go. Nat 20. 10.
Nat 10.
I want to see if somehow I magically find without being able
It's
to
an
read
investigation. It's a
the right book.
15.
It's 19 for me.
As you guys keep perusing through, you've been here a little while. Some customers have gone and went. There have been long periods of time where it's just been you guys. Francis, you just continue finding books by Bartley that just partially because they sort of just stick out. But after a while, you kind of come to an end, just hoping that at some point you'll find something really specific for you. But the publication date ends for his most recent book is about 7 years ago.
Hey, Norm. Do you know a man named Bartley around here?
Well, of course I know him. He's my brother.
Is he?
No, but yeah, I know.
That'd be a hell of a trick.
Describe him to me. What does he do for a living?
You know,
No, I don't.
he does work.
That's why I'm asking.
Why not?
He does things. Doing work.
You say he's a nerd.
No, he said he does work and he does things that do with work.
Just say he's a wizard, Harry. I mean, Norm.
Yes, yeah, he's a wizard.
While you're saying this, Clogs from around the corner goes, "Pardon me, couldn't help it over here. Who are you talking about?"
Bartley.
I don't know him personally, but I know who you're talking about. Kind of a scholar.
I suppose. Is he from here?
Not from here, no. So, friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. He's got a place called Fortune Cavern Tower. It's a little bit more to the west. He's an isolated bloke. I heard he's pretty nice.
Outside of town, you said? On the
Outside of town, it's a ways back. Not necessarily the way we came from, but in that same general direction.
I closed my whatever book out of him. Alright, I think I know where we need to go next.
And you close that up. As you do, Pebbles, you were looking through the books and you were able to get a higher investigation roll than him. However, your book findings are not plentiful. What you do find is not a book that gives you your curse information. However, we do find is a note written by an employee left on a desk nearby. Not a desk, like a table. It's folded up, and you open it up just because you're curious, because you're Pebbles.
Yeah.
And you straighten the paper out, and you look, and it says, "Joyry, I need you to take those books that we found yesterday and go ahead and bring them down to the forbidden section. They have been recalled by the publisher, and they haven't even been recalled. You see the word recalled scratched out. It says banned in the place of recalled, and have been asked to be removed from store shelves. Go ahead and take them downstairs for me. Hopefully they gave you the passcode."
Do I see these books anywhere?
You don't see these books, but you are interested to know, because of your pristine curiosity, that there is a forbidden section in this library.
It's real Harry Potter up in here.
Would you say there's a chamber of mysteries?
Do I see anything on like a cart that could be a banned? Does it have a list of banned books on it?
No, it references books that they talked about outside conversation. They just left this note here to remind them, but you don't see what the actual books are.
So the main there's a section that's forbidden.
So I go find Francis and I ask him if he's seen the guy that came back from lunch yet.
And you have not.
So apparently there's a forbidden section.
Oh, that sounds not what we're here for.
It sounds like it.
Over there.
Oh, it's over there.
And he's right. Weirdly enough. You point the right direction.
Is it labeled and all? There's just.
Nope. Nope. Come on.
All right, come on, bud.
So he trusts you.
I roll at 18. We just go straight there.
You go straight there. Pebbles, you try to keep up, but Norm is booking it. And eventually, Norm, you take them through a hallway that looks like a janitor's closet. You take them through, it actually extends down to another hallway, and you go up to this wooden door, painted red, but the paint has clearly kind of been chipped away. It's not been well maintained. And the door, surprisingly, is not locked. There's nothing indicating this is the forbidden section, but Norm is very sure that it is.
You first there, Norm. Show me the way.
You go in?
Yeah, you're on.
Kind of peeking in my, looking for other people.
Sure. Norm just struts on in. Francis, make an investigation check for me.
17.
Okay. Norm, you just strut on in. You got a spring in your step, happy as can be. Francis, you carefully peer in, being very perceptive, but it does lead to a little, not dungeon-like area, but it's this cobblestone room. Yeah, the only noticeable thing is this cobblestone room at the far end has an archway that goes into a staircase leading down that Norm is proudly walking happily into. You're kind of surprised he doesn't slip and fall.
Right.
You go
as I follow.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Everlight Kingdom, game mastered by JT Fondren. Music by Travis Savoy. Theme song by Adam Blotner. Sound effects and atmosphere from Serinscape. Special thanks to our amazing players. And a big thank you to our listeners for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to Everlight Kingdom and leave us a review. And check out altaloom.com for more RPG podcasts and stories.
Altaloom.com. Adventures too big for the table.